problem with naming drills. I tend to have really long names for drills that just kind of explain what they do. So I call this positional 1-for-1. This is an exercise. I picked it up from a coach that I believe we actually both worked with. I'll steal the phrase. His name's Adam. Give him incredible credit too. I don't remember his last name, but he's local to our area for martial arts. He talks about having self-perfection exercises, self-protection exercises, right? This falls a little bit more in the self-perfection exercise area, but it's also a really good way to incorporate new people into grappling. This is probably, you're probably familiar with this teaching from the side. How easy is it? Are people comfortable grappling?
And in my experiences with cops, brand new, and they're type A, so they feel like they have to prove they know what they're doing, because cops always have to feel like they know what they're doing. And it's like the whole rear mount thing where you're mounted on the back. I think the Gracie stopped. I think they even told me that at a GST training, or here on one of the Roar brothers was like, cops just weren't comfortable sitting on people like that. Yeah. And you and I are like, this is so controlling. Why would you not feel good about that? But I get it if you're not used to grappling.
Yeah, if you're not. So this is a good way to introduce somebody to grappling. You have to build a little bit of a base. So this is what I would consider like, this is like a 3-month drill. You've got beginner students, or late beginner, early intermediate student. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a position. So let's say I'm just going to start, it doesn't matter what position you pick. So I'll have you in mount. And then I will be the go. So it's my go. Kurt's job is just to be a training, he's a training dummy. Kurt's, the only thing he's really going to resist is he's going to keep his balance. He's not going to fight me. But if I don't control his limbs, he can use them to keep his balance.
I can
Yeah, he can post out a little bit. Now, if I've got something, he's not going to resist me for it. He's not going to hand fight me. And all my job right now is to transition to something. And I choose when I'm done. And I'll let my partner know when I'm done. But my goal is to improve my position. So if I'm here, I'm just going to go. Now, it doesn't have to be fast. I'm just going to work what I know to improve my position. Switch. And now, Kurt's job is to do the same. He's going to improve his position. So, wherever we end up, Kurt's going to start moving. And again, I'm not going to fight him. I'm just going to keep my balance if I need to keep my balance. And I'm just going to let him work whatever technique he wants. Alright, and when Kurt's done, he'll just tell me switch. And now I'm here. And now I'm going to think about what I want to do. Switch. Yeah.
I think that camera covers everything.
Yeah. So, and now we're just training. So, you need people to have some experience. You can do this just with a couple different positions. Here's the next iteration of the drill. So this would be like late intermediate, be middle, little, late intermediate experience. We're gonna do the same thing, but Kurt and I don't have to stop at a transition. We can go for a submission hold. We're not gonna finish anything, and when I'm done with it, I'm going to let it go and let my partner fight out of it, or just move out of it. So for example, let's say I'm going to start in guard, and it's my go. I'm going to put on a transition or a submission, and I'm going to tell him switch when I'm ready. So I'm just going to work through what I want here. I'm going to feel it's good. I'm going to get where I want to be. That feels good, and I'm going to relax it and say switch. Now Kurt gets to do the same thing.
Switch.
Perfect. And now I'm here. Switch.
Sorry?
No, I'm good.
Switch.
Okay. Switch.
I'm not even sure.
Hey.
Switch.
Switch. So it's a way to get people to just move from position to position without being competitive. And you notice sometimes we get into awkward places and we just work through it. So one of the things that Kurt could have done, just moving back for an example, back into 7. Yeah, that was it. That was 7. Figure 4. Yeah. So I went here. I locked up. We talked about the arm triangle being a powerful position, and I realized I controlled this limb, and I could block this limb and take him that way. So, and that's what I did. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as a training exercise, if I don't control this arm, if I don't have positive pressure here, and I just go, Kurt can base. And now we just stop here. And I just keep going. Okay, he based. Okay. Do something different. And then we can switch. You good?
Yeah.
Alright. So that's the next exercise. So remember, on that version of the drill, it doesn't always have to end in a submission. And you can play around with it. You can have them stop the next transition. You know, as soon as they escape, they're done. And then you go. That one looks a little bit like this. So for example, I like that one because it turns into a really efficient bottom exercise for me and a top control for me. So we usually start in mount. You feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, this version is, as a bottom person, I'm going to stop as soon as I'm out of mount. So if I'm here, coming through, I'm out. I stop. Now we switch. Now Kurt gets to work on either his recoveries or his escapes from here. And he can do whatever he wants and he stops as soon as he's out. Boom. And this is what it will turn into a lot. It's this transition period back. Although sometimes if I've got a good position, or I can get here, I might duck and roll. Now, it's Kurt's go, and he's going to stop as soon as he's out of guard. Whatever that means.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Well, Z guard, but
Yeah, Z guard.
not close guard.
Yeah. Now, I would count this as a guard. So, as soon as a guard, he can keep going from here. As soon as, I don't care if you transition from different types of guards, but he can keep going. Whatever it is. Boom. Boom. Yep. And now we probably reset because we disengaged. That's good. So that's an exercise I like.
So I screwed up your...
No, that's fine. No, that was good.
It's supposed to be a grappling drill, not a disengagement drill.
Disengage should always be part of it. You can teach somebody to disengage. It's a good exercise. We shouldn't be in the mindset that we always have to fight where we are.
That's a bad habit of mine. When I would go straight from jiu-jitsu into more of an MMA, what we do, I would forget that, no, I don't have to keep it on the ground. I can stand up and...
Yeah. So this is a variation on positional starts. Do we want to cover positional starts briefly? Okay. So kind of the next level of this would be positional starts, and that might be a live drill where we're just picking a position, and I'm just trying to get out of that position, and as soon as I do, we break, we come back to it. So I'll pick close guard, for example. So I'm here. So Kurt is trying to get out of my close guard. I'm trying to get Kurt I'm trying to get to a better position than here, and Kurt's trying to get into a better position from here. As soon as somebody's successful, we break and we go back. That's all this drill is going to be. So we'll just flow roll it. So we're going to go 10, 20%. We're just going to keep going. And break. Then we'll reset. Or we'll switch. So now hurt my hand. I'm just gonna go here. Go.
Nice.
It works. I broke your hand.
That was slick. I like that.
Yeah.
I have to address it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those moves. Just so people can see it on camera. If you didn't see it,
I felt stupid doing it. She was like, "Well, that was pretty easy for you to do to me."
you'll develop if you're in the MMA or competitive fight world. You develop tricks, things that work a few times and then stop working. Here's one of them.
I don't even remember. I was down. I was going for pushing your knee or something.
Yeah, he got his arm in a low position towards his hips. I was just able to pin it to the mat. So all I was doing is this. Now, I have to be careful here because there's a lot of stuff that he can work off of this straight arm. This is kind of our, it's our right level. So usually what I do is I'm down, I'm low. I'm low here, I'm controlling his hips, my head has positive pressure, but then I'm going to stack. As I stack, my other hand works under and I just walk his body over and roll with me so they can see. I've got control of this wrist. He's in a stronger position than me because he can get his other hand to pull on my elbow and push on my head and do all types of stuff. But what he loses is control of this side of my body. From a striking context, I can hit really well. But I can also escape because now I can push pretty freely on this side. I can really fight that knee and he can't grab my wrist and pull. So that's one of those little tricks.
I had to address it before I could go. I had to do something to get my hand back.
The key to making it work if you want to try to use that is you can't push their arm underneath, so I'll have you do it with me, Kurt. So if you're here, you're controlling. If Kurt tries to just drive my arm under my body, I'll figure that out and I'll fight him. You have to be sneaky, so what he's going to do is he's going to pick his hips up and he's just going to walk over, and then it happens without me noticing. And now I'm here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just shifting.
Yeah.
Instead of making you come to me, I'm going to you.
Yeah, I don't feel it. The sensation is just you pinning my arm to the ground. I don't necessarily feel that sliding around my body.
Yeah, but you have that second or two before I realized you just pulled some shenanigans on me.
Yes, that's the shenanigans.
Because there's no feel, there's no threat.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, so what? You pin my arm.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Absolutely. From the ground context, there isn't. So that was fun. That's really just what I wanted to get on. Is just that grappling exercise. I really like that one, especially when I'm teaching new grapplers.
I like it because there's no competition built into it. I can screw the technique up as much as I want because you're going to be like using your base like for the mount escape, for example. But you're not going to be doing like crazy jiu-jitsu on where I have to amp up my game and then someone gets hurt.